Hi, it's Sean Campbell from Campbell Paranormal Investigations. Today I've got Beth running the camera while I go through various electromagnetic frequency detectors for you. The thinking on EMF detectors is that when a spirit's trying to manifest itself, it'll alter the energy flow in the area. And the idea being that if you've got a certain reading, especially a dead reading with the device, and then all of a sudden it starts going off, maybe something's trying to manifest and let itself be known. So first I'm going to give you a little breakdown on the 4 different kinds of EMF detectors we use in this area. Your basic down and dirty Gauss meter, obviously with an analog readout, green to red, lets you know when it's getting more and more powerful of a signal. This is the K2 meter with push on, push off button. And what's nice about this, you've probably seen this on Ghost Hunters. On Ghost Hunters on Sci-Fi, they actually have to put a coin in here to lock it down. This, once it's turned on, it's ready to go and it'll stay on. So you can do ambient readings by just setting the device on a table or something like that. It'll pick up while you go along. This is one of the first devices that we had, the cell sensor. Again, another one with a little audio video. It's analog versus digital. And math is hard for me, so I usually like digital, but this works well with the Geiger counter-like reading. Another old school EMF field tester. Again, you just kind of wave it around. Digital readout. No audio feedback, which we tend to, especially a lot of times our investigations are in the dark, so we'd like to have a little bit of an audio feedback to go with our visual. Now, even though the EMF field tester doesn't have audio output, giving you a little bit of an audio trigger when there's an event of change, one thing that's nice about having the digital is the preciseness of readings. In the previous models, if we started getting to a hot spot, you just saw a needle bouncing all over the place. In this particular case, you could see it's breaking it right down, 7.9, 6.8. So that perhaps the audios go off, you can go to your cold spot now, and especially if you've got your flashlight or anything, you can say and record in your log, this spot tested at 0.2, but when the others went off, we did a reading and it shot up to 10.2, and then maybe dropped back down. That's pretty good evidence of exactly what kind of spikes. And then you might go on and try to understand exactly why it would have spiked like that. And if you don't have an answer, you've got some pretty good evidence to take home. So right now I'm going to break out the K2 and show you exactly what I'm talking about whenever there's an energy change. I'm going to kind of force an energy change right now. The idea being that you've already done a baseline around the house so that you know where the hot spots are versus where the cold spots are. So that when something like this goes off, when it's normally a cold spot, you start hitting your cameras, you start hitting your recording. So let's say that this is a cold spot. You can see there's absolutely just pure green. You're good to go. However, if all of a sudden you start seeing something like this where it's going full red and you can hear a little bit of a buzzing there, boom, it means something in the electromagnetic field has changed. And it's time to start pulling out your tape recorders, your cameras, whatever you have, to see if maybe you can catch something and why the room's changing itself. Another example, and this is another example of the analog. Listen to that, the audio just going nuts, as well as the needle just going right off. But you came back. So basically, if you're in an investigation that goes from this to this for no apparent reason, get the cameras and start hitting it because you're probably picking something up. And I just want to show you guys why we would strongly recommend something with an audio visual. Again, it's reading 0.3 right now. Now when you bring it up here, it goes all the way up to 10.4, but there's no sound. So you can imagine how if it's a dark room, what does this mean if you've got it set on a table and all of a sudden it starts going crazy? We strongly urge you to go with audio visual on any of your EMF detectors, and if you decide to go with K2 like the Ghost Hunters have, go with the kind that'll automatically toggle to on so you don't have to jam a coin in there. And that, from CPI, Campbell Paranormal Investigations, is your lesson on EMF detectors.